And we're back for another budget app review. This time for an app called Fleur. Fleur. Cute Budget Planner is what it's titled in the App Store. So if you're into cute planners and want to try a budgeting app, then here you go. Let's dive in and I'll show you some of the features. So first thing to note when you open this app is it really is very cute. Super simple, which I like a lot. Doesn't have too many things going on the screen. Now here at the top, there's a banner that says that you can get Fleur Premium for 80% off. So it looks like for the next 5 hours, I can get Fleur Premium for 80% off, so $10 for a lifetime subscription. With Premium, you're gonna get unlimited transactions, unlimited accounts, adding repeating transactions, and the ability to back up and restore your budget. I'm not sure what the limit on the transactions is. Basically, the limit on the accounts is just your one account. So if you want to create more accounts, then you're gonna have to get Premium. Now, if we close out of that, we can look at April 2023 right here and start by adding income. Let's say you get paid on Fridays, you get paid $1,000, and it's going into your checking account. Now, you can set this up as a repeating transaction, but you do need Premium for it. So we're not gonna set this up as a repeating transaction right now. What we are gonna do though is go to category and change this to salary, and we'll hit save. This is now going to show that we have $1,000 in income and $1,000 balance in the budget. Let's say we get paid every week and we're gonna plan out the whole month by putting in $1,000 per week. That's salary 2, salary 3, and salary 4. Now if we go into income, we can see each paycheck and what date it's supposed to come in. Exit out of that. Now is where we can start putting in our expenses. Now, the difference between this app and other apps is that with many other apps, you actually have the ability to plan out expenses that you have coming up. So like bills, or saying that you're going to spend $500 in groceries. So far, all that this app has is the ability to add expenses. So let's say you spent $50 at the grocery store. Who's only spending $50 at the grocery store, am I right? That's coming out, we'll say today, and out of checking. We're gonna say save, and now it's gonna show our grocery expense in the expenses category. Now, let's add another one. We're gonna say this is for gas. Maybe we got gas 2 days ago and it's coming out of checking for $50. Save. Now up here at the top, we can see that our income is at $4,000. Our balance is at $3,900 because our total expenses so far is $100. Let's put in a couple other transactions. Say restaurants. We're going out to eat for Easter tomorrow, and we're going to spend $60. Save. Our rent came out at the beginning of the month for $1,000 on April 1st. So far so good, and so far very simple. Now if we go up here and tap on this triangle, then it's going to show us insights, accounts, and transactions. If we tap on insights, it's actually going to break down our spending into the different categories that we've spent so far. So we've got 5% in restaurants, 4% in gas, 4% in groceries, and 86% in rent. We go over to income, then it's just gonna show the category of salary because that's all we put in. But this is nice because it gives you a visual breakdown. I like visual breakdowns. Now if we go to accounts, it's going to show us the account that we have set up. Now, since I don't have Premium, it's only gonna show one account, my checking account. Now I can tap on this and actually update the balance. So let's say you've got $2,000 in your checking account right now. And this will give you an update based on your spending and your income about how much you have left in that account. Now the cool part is if you do have Premium, then you can add new accounts. So you can add a savings account, you can add other bank accounts that you have. You can even add debt accounts. So as income comes in, you can hit this transfer button from your checking account and transfer it to your debt account. And then you can use that debt account to actually pay towards your credit card debt or your student loans or something else. Now let's go back. In transactions, you can see all of the transactions that you have for April, all of your salary, restaurants, everything. This is nice because then you can go in and change some of these transactions quickly without having to go between the categories. Now let's go back. Now if we go up here to the circle, you can tap here on categories to see all the categories that are already in the app. You can also create new categories if you have premium. If we go back, you can choose which day of the month you want your budget to start on. Normally I start on the 1st because it makes the most sense to me. Budget mode you can turn on and actually choose how much you're planning to budget. So let's just say we're gonna get $4,000 a month on average, so I'm gonna put in $4,000 for my budgeted amount. If you turn on carryover, that's actually going to carry over any extra balance that you have from this month into the following month. So like, if I have $50 left that I didn't spend in April, then May is gonna start out with $50 more. That's a nice feature, and I've only seen that in one other budgeting app, believe it or not. Of course, you can turn on notifications, Face ID. You can choose what your default account is. Probably gonna be like your checking account because that's where most of your spending is gonna come from. You can actually choose what type of currency you're using, so USD for us. And then some general information here below, including some FAQ here in the tutorial section. Now if I go back, then it's gonna show a progress bar showing how much of my $4,000 of budgeted income is left to spend. On the right side with expenses, since we've already spent or planned to spend $1,160, then it's gonna show that we have $2,840 left of our $4,000 of income. Now in the progress bar, it shows that we have $2,840 left to spend out of our $4,000. But if we look at the balance, it's actually $2,000 more. And the reason is because we went into the accounts section and changed our checking account balance to $2,000. So that's basically like saying we've got $2,000 coming into the month. And that extra $2,000 can either be spent so that we have zero balance, or we can just keep rolling that extra over into following months if we have something that we're saving for, like vacation or a house or chocolate milk. If you're finding this information helpful, then give it a like because that really helps my channel. Now, one thing that I like a lot is if I tap on income or any of the expenses, I can actually jump between months very easily here at the top. It makes it really easy to jump around and figure out what you got paid in previous months, or if there's something that you need to change in a previous month, whatever. Now here's something that I don't like. If I go down here to groceries, let's add another grocery transaction. So that, let's say this time we spent $100 at the grocery store. Now, when we go back, then it's gonna show in our grocery category that we've spent a total of $150. If we tap here, then we can see both of those transactions. Here's my problem. This app doesn't give the ability to actually budget out how much in groceries I'm planning to spend. So it like pre-allocates it at the beginning of the month. If I want to plan on spending about $500 in groceries, it's not allocating that $500. Right now it's just saying, hey, I've got $2,740 left to spend, and it could be spent on groceries or it could be spent on restaurants, gas, whatever. It's a problem because let's say I go into gas and I go on a huge trip where I spend $2,700 on gas. Okay, it's a massive trip. Now, if we go back, it's gonna show we have $40 left in our $4,000 of income, which basically means that if I go into groceries, I only have $40 to spend for the entire rest of the month. If I spend $60, now it's showing that I've overspent by 20. Overall, this can be resolved by just adding in the ability to allocate a certain amount of money towards different categories. Then having this progress bar show how much money we have left based on the amount that we've already allocated to groceries or gas or whatever. Now that's my biggest problem with the app, but you can get around this, and this is how I would do it. You can plan out certain bills and expenses just by saying you're planning on spending $80 on internet, but it's sometime in the future, so April 21st. if we save that, that will have allocated $80 at the beginning of the month for internet. So you don't have to worry about that because this progress bar will have already updated to show $80 now being allocated to internet. But for something like groceries or gas, where you're gonna have multiple transactions in that category throughout the month, and on top of that, you don't actually know how much you're gonna be spending on each of those transactions, what I would do is go into accounts, create an account for groceries, and then if you're planning on budgeting $500 for groceries throughout the month, then just transfer $500 from your checking fund in the app over to your grocery fund. Then when you make grocery transactions, then you can go into the groceries category, add the transaction, then in account, instead of choosing the checking fund, then you choose the grocery fund. And then since you've already transferred the money over to your grocery fund, then you don't have to worry about running out of money for groceries at the end of the month. Overall, I like this app a lot. It doesn't have all the features that I want. Like primarily, I want the ability to actually budget a certain amount for groceries. Maybe I just don't know the app well enough yet, but that's how it appears to me. Overall, great job to the developer. It really is a very simple budgeting app to use. And that is one of the biggest factors for me when it comes to recommending a budgeting app. Now, if you found this content helpful, then give this video a like because that really helps my channel. Subscribe here for more budgeting app reviews and watch this video next if you want to see a comparison of 8 different budgeting apps.